He comes out firing with that left hand. Very similar, Darren, to the approach that he took against Ryosuke Nishida, where his trainer, Rudy Hernandez,
trying to creep forward, but I feel this pressure will suit Nakatani.
Mike Hernandez told us that the key for him tactically and technically in this fight is to cut off Nakatani's escape routes as often as possible.
Biding his time, he knows that Hernandez is going to be there, doesn't need to go looking for him. Never reckless with his work.
Lighter on his feet these days, Darren, not to get too inside baseball here, but he switched shoes in his last fight. He said that his feet were becoming a little bit more sensitive, now has a new model of boot, and he seems to be moving. Sneaky uppercut there from Big Bang, Junto Nakatani, who is looking extremely comfortable and extremely dangerous here in the opening round as he lands one final left hand. Is essentially taking a Japanese teenager under his wing, training him in Los Angeles, and that
in this division, Nakatani just getting a feel of the physical strength.
Good body shot there from Nakatani a moment ago. Hernandez trying to warm up and find his way into this fight. Nakatani just so, nice uppercut, a double uppercut there from Nakatani. And Hernandez really hasn't opened up.
Nakatani really nicely to the body, firing it through the guard. Oh, left hand
right over the top there from Nakatani.
Took that. No need to go 100% in there. Good boxing on the back foot from Nakatani, looking nice, looking comfortable.
He's putting a legendary Maloney knockout, that left-handed that landed there. You see how many of those Hernandez could take, as you heard his corner telling him, hey, we have to start closing the distance. More specifically, he has to start getting busier.
The way he throws that left hand, he transfers the weight so well, and I think that's how he generates so much power. You see, he sort of leans to the left-hand side, then he'll transfer it right over to the right as he throws that shot. Shots out. They're not bad, though. That was a nice screw shot, followed by a right hand. Good footwork, though, from Nakatani, just spinning Hernandez onto the ropes.
Hernandez starting to pick up the foot pressure at the very least here.
And it's what he does offer that defense as well. Always in a position to throw a shot, a hurtful shot. Look at that, the way he
an uppercut on the fly there from Nakatani. And that'll do it. Delivery quite like that. You don't see punch pads come at you like that in sparring.
No, you don't. And Mike's touching it as well. What goes unnoticed is the defense of Nakatani.
My favorite fighter of all time, of course, Zab Judah would do that as well.
I thought you were going to say Balrog from Street Fighter. There's a lot of uppercuts in a row. He's making this as simple as possible. Mano-y-mano on the inside.
More intent from Hernandez. And he needs to. He can't just keep creeping forward and not throwing anything. It just makes it so easy for Nakatani. So Hernandez really favours the shot, as you say. Look at that again. Forcing Hernandez back then onto the back foot. You know, a man just walking forward, there to be hit. He has every shot in his arsenal, Nakatani. Looks comfortable, doesn't he? So composed. Always poised to throw a shot, Mike.
A ludicrous pace and forcing Nakatani to try and stand up to it.
That's the one. That is the key for him. But in doing that, you are vulnerable. But this is better. Promising signs for Hernandez.
I have to think, still a wicked body shot there from Nakatani. Let's take a look at how the fans have this one scored so far. They gave the last round to Sebastian Hernandez. And Nakatani, to my eye, Darren, starting to punch to the body with more authority as well.
The left to the body is a hurtful shot. There's that overhand left again. But for any youngsters out there, anyone
to meet him with another left hand downstairs.
And he'll grow off of this, Hernandez. You know, when he loses his shape ever so, a tiny little bit where he's off balance, that's Mike Coppinger's resting heart rate, 160.
Hey, I got the Whoop on. I'm not sponsored by Whoop.
We could confirm this.
And again, good work
on the inside, from Hernandez. Who now starts to flurry to the body. Remember, Hernandez was one of Inoue's sparring partners as he was initially preparing to face Sam Goodman. That turned out to be Hee-Jun Kim. Good work here on the inside from Hernandez. He's jolting the head of Nakatani a couple of times and now lands a nice straight right hand.
31 wins, no defeats. The 3-weight world champion who's going through the gear. Let's see if we'll start to see a bit more of that from Nakatani, who spins off nicely. This is brilliant action. That reminds me of that overhand left is when Sergio Martinez knocked out Paul Williams.
Yes. Yeah, that downward arc, it seemed like it was almost like a 12-6 left hand.
I was ringside for that one,
Nakatani inviting this inside work. Hernandez doing some good work to the body here.
Looks to the body, you see him doing the marching anytime Nakatani creates some space.
And that's something for Hernandez to build on, who's just he's not taking his foot off the gas here. And he's proved to be who's going to argue with the great Mike Tyson, but in a way he's probably looking at that thinking, do not throw this away.
And the question always when you employ a style like this is, can your gas tank hold up? But also, if you're going to absorb this much contact, quite literally, can your face hold up? And somehow, for Hernandez, not really bleeding, no excessive swelling quite yet. Hernandez just does not stop throwing punches, just an otherworldly punch output from Hernandez. And Nakatani's is as well. Strategy for Hernandez, because he is absorbing a lot of wicked power shots in the process.
I'm not sure though. I kind of feel like he could do this. I said it earlier in the fight. I felt like Nakatani could fight. Oh, nice left to the body though from Nakatani.
Hernandez there going punch for punch with Nakatani. And a big bang. Round 9 underway, and Mike, I'm sure there are a lot of fans who did not think that we would get this far.
From the moment this fight was announced, you visualize it, you manifest it, you constantly dream of how you're going to approach the fight, how you're going to win the fight. And as you say, this would have been the approach, this would have been how he dreamt he won the fight.
The last couple of rounds, it has felt, and he's certainly not doing it on a voluntary basis. This is Hernandez and his persistence that's making it happen. But Nakatani also hasn't been seeking out more space than he has.
Yeah, I feel like
chest, and the other thing he's doing, I think that's important, is he's moving his waist. He's not a stationary target in there.
nice left hook from Hernandez. Look, you need two attributes.
Losing his footing in a little discomfort here, courtesy of Sebastian Hernandez.
And I'm talking about
Toughest fight of his career so far against the little-known Sebastian Hernandez, who has just been all over him from the opening bell. Mike Coppinger, how do you have this one scored so far? Yeah, can you believe that we can accurately say right now that that fight with Inoue that seemed preordained may be hanging in the balance based on the results of these last 3 rounds?
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time, right? You think back to...
And this non-stop downhill momentum from Hernandez, I mean, it's appealing to a lot of judges.
yeah, but he's lost a bit of snap in this round in the shots, Hernandez. Good pressure.
Bigger. And he hasn't even thrown himself on the canvas yet either.
Non-stop, he can hang on and keep those brilliant plans in store for next summer.
Yeah, Nakatani's got to be feeling the pressure here, both physically and literally.
Right.
And look at Usyk. You see Usyk now leaning over, looking intently at this fight. And this has been a great fight, probably one of the best fights of the year.
Yeah, look, Nakatani's throwing, but a lot of them are hitting the gloves, you know, of Hernandez. Keeps a nice high guard, he's tight.